Science, The Lost City, January 12th of 2024. So let's get this started with. Alright, here's the thing. Science itself is pretty darn good. And right now, failure is starting to, spoil the U.S. return to the moon. Hours after the January 8th launch of the Peregrine lander from Cape Canaveral, Florida, catastrophically crippled its propulsion system, ending hopes it would actually become the first commercial mission to land on the moon. And this was developed by the Astrobotic Technology, a Pittsburgh startup, and Peregrine was actually literally supposed to be the first mission in NASA's commercial lunar payload service programs, which has sought to spur lunar landing capabilities by financing private missions. Now, NASA has repeatedly warned that it expects some of these low-cost probes to fail, and a second mission, led by Houston's Institute machine, will actually go ahead and launch next month, meaning that the U.S. will not be returning to the moon anytime soon. Aww. Alright, so what's next? Next up, we have the Curie lab demolition postponed. Now this is history, where this is like a planned demolition of part of Marie Curie's historic laboratory in Paris that has been suspended after an outcry from the perseverationists and an intervention from France's culture minister. And the targeted building, the Pavilion des Sources, was one of the three constructed when the Radium Institute, now known as the Curie Institute, was actually established literally in 1909, where Curie used the building for some of her pioneering work on radioactivity and later became the first woman to literally win a Nobel Prize for discovering polonium and radium. And the institute, which still manages the site, actually proposed to build a new building there to expand its cancer research, and saying Curie used the existing one mainly to store radioactive materials. And last week, the institute said it would now consider alternatives to demolish the building, which remains contaminated. So this is still bad, isn't it? Yes. Apparently we can't even open her lab notes because we can't open them for another 50 years because apparently they're still contaminated and they're stuck in a lead box that I'm pretty sure has a 60-year timer on it. Next up, radio circles linked to gas blasts. Now, this is astronomy, where scientists have this week actually proposed a cause of odd radio circles, also known as ORCs. ORCs. This mysterious giant ring that pops up in the sky surveys at radio wavelengths. They form when distant galaxies expel gas after intense star formation. Fewer than a dozen ORCs have been spotted since the first in 2019, and astronomers do not even know where they originated or near our own galaxy or in distant ones. Now, these new clues actually emerged after the team discovered that a distant galaxy, which appeared to be enveloped in an ORC, produced a bright fluorescent glow from excited oxygen atoms. The astronomers actually developed a computer model suggesting that during an intense period of star formation there, 1 billion years earlier, many stars quickly went supernova, blasting gas out of the galaxy, and that overflow literally hit cooler surrounding gases, generating the radio ring. And the fluorescent glow resulted as some gas fell back into the galaxy, and the teams actually describing these findings links the ORC to that galaxy this week in the Nature Science journals. Wow! So yeah, radio circles are linked to gas blasts, whatever. Yay! And the next story, the last one for this part, is actually going to be pretty shocking. The hottest year was even hotter than expected. The greenhouse gases El Nino and cleaner air fueled record heat in 2023. This is written by Paul Vonneson. Now, it comes to no surprise to anyone who sweated through it. In 2023, that was the hottest tested year in human history. Average surface temperatures rose nearly by 0.2 degrees Celsius previously than the previous record set in 2016 to 1.48 degrees Celsius over pre-industrial levels. And the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service actually reported this week only the extreme conditions are a dramatic testimony of how far we are now from the climate in which our civilization has been developed, meaning that this year has become hotter than it was supposed to be. Apparently, we knew it would be the hottest year, and we knew it would be hotter, but it wasn't as. But our estimates were way underestimated. It was way hotter than we even expected. It's gonna be this hot, and then we realize, oh wait, it's this hot. Yikes! Ugh. Now, the 2022 eruption of Hyunga-Tonga-Hoga-Hapa-Apai, a volcano in the South Pacific, has actually been suspected in the global temperature jump because of the vast amounts of climate-warming water vapor it injected into the stratosphere. But early studies actually neglected the sulfate particles it also sent into the upper atmosphere, which reflected light and canceled out the water vapor's warming effect. and an atmospheric scientist at the Science and Technology Corporation. For 2022, it was a novellant and have continued the computation 2023, and is still a novellant, meaning that it is still way too hot out there, and we're not going to be able to get any time soon. But it's 2024, so hopefully the temperatures go down now, right? Wrong. It's going to stay at 3 degrees Celsius, but that's way better than a 4 degrees Celsius world, and way better than a 5 degrees Celsius world. Ugh. And that's pretty much it for this episode. So see you guys soon in the next one. Hopefully I'll be there, and I'll see you guys then. Until next time, for now, peace, and always wear a helmet.